All right, shalom, shalom.
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 With the Hebrew Israelites, GmsLouisianaSaints, we coming back at you with another live camp. But before we go any further, we're going to face the east and give infinite honors and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Harakakudash.
Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you. I keep pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last 60 time, man. And it's another day back in Babylon, all right? We're prophesying to 2/3 of our people, showing in their judgments, as well as you other heathen nations, man. We're out here for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man, that we're required to do, which teach the scriptures, all right? So that our people can have enlightenment and have a warning, but to give them warning from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, for the calamities and the travesties that are to befall upon America and across the four corners where the elect is scattered. You got that?
This is start at 6.
Yeah.
All right, this is Amos 3 and 6. It says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it?"
Right, man. We're blowing the trumpet in the city. We're blowing the trumpet in Zion and in Mr. Jerusalem because it's a what? A people before a place, man. So we're blowing it in the chief places of concourses, where mainly, predominantly, you Israelites are scattered at, man. Wherever the Spirit of the Lord puts it on us, puts it on men to establish a camp there and teach His name, man. But there's also evil being done in the city, and there's good, man. The Lord is working a marvelous work throughout the four corners, waking up the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But He's also judging, all right, the 12 tribes of Israel, 2/3 of you heathen nations, man. So we come out here to proclaim that as well. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, brother. Wow.
This is Isaiah 34 and 1. It says, "Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people, that the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all the things to come forth of it." All right, as the brother was just saying, man, the judgments, all right, that are coming upon this place. All right, we here to warn, all right, first and foremost, the Israelites, all right, which is on this side, all right, that all these calamities, all right, are going to come forth, all right, pertaining to prophecy in this Bible, man. All right, we're not going to teach you prosperity, all right, like the churches teach you, all right, the prosperity demon and doctrine, all right, that they teach you. We're going to teach you 100% truth over here, man. All right, of what's actually going on in the world, and the reason why you see the things that are happening in the world right now pertaining to prophecy. What y'all got it.
That's right, Doc. We teaching you sobering words, man, to be sober-minded, pertaining to Titus 2 and 6, man. To be sober-minded and not defiled with these other doctrines out here, because they'll ultimately pollute you. They'll take you even further away from your nationality, and they'll destroy you. You'll be judged by the Lord, man. You won't be kept in good case when Yahushua cracks those clouds. You got it. You got some more?
That's it on that.
Go back to the Amos real quick.
All right. Verse 7. "Surely the Lord will do nothing, but He revealeth His secrets unto His servants, the saints." Shalaki, the prophets.
The prophets, man, which are the saints, right? So ultimately, these mysteries, the mystery of the Gentiles, all right, Revelation 13 and 16, the milk and the meat of the scriptures, that was given on for the elect to understand, man. Given up from on high, man. Because strength and wisdom comes from the heavens, man, from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, whom the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. So we out here with the bestowing of the Lord, man. The Lord sanctified us to do this, what we're doing today, and across the four corners, starting with the apostles on down to the least of us. Go ahead, bro.
It says, "The lion hath roared with who will hit Shalakia. The lion hath roared, who will not fear? The Lord Yahweh have spoken, who can but prophesy?"
Right, and that shows you the significance of the prophets that are on the scene, man. We're the mouthpiece of the Lord, but we're teaching the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. This is not our words, this is the Lord's words, man. So ultimately, the Lord is judging the nations. The Lord is judging you people, you bystanders, you naysayers, you gainsayers, whatever it may be, man. The Lord is using this word right here to sift you out, to cut you, all right, for either your deliverance or your judgment, point blank, period. You got some more?
It says, that's it on that.
You got it, brother.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it."
That's right, man. The vision is yet for appointed time. So are we on our own time or the Lord's time, man? Appointed means set. Appointed means appropriate, accurate, at the right time that it's supposed to happen, man. So when these calamities fall upon America, they're going to be at an appointed time, man. When that charagma is made mandatory, it's going to be at an appointed time, man. When we're saved and Yahushua cracks those clouds, it's going to be at an appointed time. America is going to be destroyed at the appointed time. But the scriptures speak of those appointed times, man. This is the vision, man. We've made it plain. We're teaching, all right? We're making it plain. We're reading the scriptures as it is, man. These are the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua speaking unto you, man. Go ahead, bro.
God, it says, though it tarry, wait for it.
Though it tarry, that's right, because the Lord is using that tarrying stage to ultimately do what? To see who the chosen are, man. To sift out who's the real elect and who's the ones that are perpetrating and faking, hidden amongst them, because ultimately you can't hide for long, man. The Lord is going to sift you out, but he uses his word to do that, man. This word in the spirit ultimately does that, man. You got some more?
God, it says, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
That's right, man. It's going because ultimately everything is set up by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. If something delays or has slack in it, all right, that's up to the Lord. If something is full throttle, that's also up to the Lord, man. So the Lord turns the volume up. He also turns it down. All right? You want to say something? You got it, brother.
Oh, you got it.
You have some more?
Verse 4.
Could you give me Sirach 5 and 7 after that?
All right,
Sure.
God. Verse 4, Habakkuk 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not. I'm going to read that again. It says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him.
Right. That's talking about Esau Edom, because it's pertaining to Daniel 7:25. The brother just read that the vision is yet for appointed time, but pertaining to Daniel 7:25, Esau thinks to change the time and the laws, man. So he's trying to upset the Most High's prophecy. The Most High said it's going to happen in his due time. Esau tries to say, oh no, I want to do this in my time. I'm going to put out crisis actors, false flags. I'm going to demonize the word. I'm gonna make this thing come into fruition when I want it to come into. You got it, Doc.
I got one backing you up,
You can speak on it.
This is Jeremiah, Shalaki. No, this is Job 14:5. It says, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
No,
man.
read up, Baba Kusha.
Let's see. Let me go. Switch over.
Yeah, man. Beautiful, because ultimately you could do whatever you want to do, Esau. You could try all these attempts. You could think that you're like that, like Jay like to say, you think that you like that, but ultimately you're in the Most High's timing, man. You're not gonna rule another minute past what the Most High wants you to do. You're not gonna wreak havoc as long as the Most High is setting that bound on you, man. You got it up.
Let me start at 4.
Yeah, let me see where you at. Yeah, bring that up.
It says, who can bring a clean thing
Tell me where you at.
This is Job 14:4. It says, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one.
Not one, man. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing? If something is unclean in the scriptures, it's inheritingly unclean. Get that word out, inheritingly. That means what? It's forever unclean, man. You can't bring something, you can't make tiger meat clean meat, man. It's inherently unclean, man, forever. If something is clean, it's clean, man. Point blank, period. Yeah, man. Like brother was talking about before the live one lesson, man. Jake is wild and caught up in these old folk tales, these old unwise sayings, and they'll say things like, "What you saying?" Good, bro.
So basically, down here in the South in Louisiana, a lot of our people in the South, they like to say, "Well, I know pork isn't good for me, but I'm gonna put some garlic on it, all right, and it's gonna decrease, the chances of me having high blood pressure." Now we know that garlic is a good herb, all right, which the scriptures say that what the Lord has given us, the herbs of the earth, all right, bearing seeds that they're profitable to us, all right, but you can't take a unclean thing such as pork and then use garlic to so-called make it clean or less abominable or decrease the so-called effects that it'll have on your body in a negative way, man.
Right.
Right.
And that's the same bugged out Christianity mindset that Christians will come and tell you that that Peter in Acts 10, I believe, he was saying that we could eat any type of beast of the field, any type of unclean meat. Come on, man. The Lord said he speaks in parables, man. That's talking about Israelite foreigners, man. You got it, brother. Bring it out.
Yeah, Christians are losing bad in 2022.
Yeah, man, taking a whole lot of L's.
Vocab, all these people, they all get judged by the Lord, man. But this is the word inherently from Google. It says in a permanent, essential, or characteristic way.
In a permanent, essential, or characteristic way. So if something is inherently unclean, that means it's permanently unclean, man. Esau, he's inherently blocked from that blessing, man. So that's permanent. Like the scriptures tell you, he found no place of repentance, man, though he carefully sought it with tears. So if the Most High stamps something that says it's permanent, that means it's permanent, man. Point blank, period. And whether you try to change the laws in the earth, whether you try to change who you are in the earth, Esau, whether you try to paint yourself as the children of the Most High, you're still permanently blocked from the blessing, man. You're still permanently, what? Not the son of the promise. And we're permanently chosen, man. Lord willing, if we be at that number. Continuing that Job,
Verse 5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee.
With thee is talking about Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. The number of Esau's months, the time of his rulership, all that is with the Lord, man. Go ahead, brother.
Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Ooh, hey, let me get this real quick, man, because the Lord expressly said, all right, in Genesis 27, that you would get the dew of heaven. The Lord could have said you would get the fullness of the heavens. He said the dew, so he expressly expressed how much you would get. A little sprinkle, man, just a little touch. You got some more? Read them one more time, Baba Kusha.
It says, seeing that his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
You were given bounds that you cannot pass, man. Like when you try to go high up into the solar system, man, and they've even put it out. Oh, we've seen dark-skinned man with big froze. Yeah, man, that's the angels, man. Guarding the heavens, man. From your pollution, from your abomination, from your defiled spirit that is not upright in you, man.
Yep.
Because every time you get dominion over something, what does he do? Oh, I got the dew of heavens, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to put my sperm up there. Yeah. I'm going to do all type of madness, man.
He seeks to have the scriptures say that he seeks to have, for his kingdom to last forever, roughly paraphrase.
Yeah, man. Get it. I think you're talking about Psalms.
Psalm 49.
Yeah, I think so. I got a quick one for you, though. I'm banging y'all brothers up. It's Genesis chapter 27, verse 39. I'm going to start at 38, Salakia. And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. Right? Because Esau was a son of Isaac, but he wasn't the chosen, man. Just like Ishmael was a son of Abraham, but was he the chosen? No, he was not, man. He was given his constellation, he was given his portion, and you can see that on the earth today. But he's not the chosen seed, man, in direct lineage. All right? The Israelites are, man. Jacob, which was his name was changed into Israel, man. All right? It said, you want to say something, brother?
No.
All right. It says, verse 39, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And we see that right now. This devil has the fatness of the earth. That's why we say, it's your kingdom, live it up, man. Why you because you're a two-time loser, man. You're on the side of the highways asking for a change, asking for money. But that same so-called homeless person, that's an Edomite, right? Can go from off the side of the highway and go in one of these corporate buildings and get a job before Jake any day, man. Any day. So that's what we up against, man. But when you come into the truth and you begin to serve the Lord, even though it's going to be hard, you're still in a win-win situation. Genesis 27 and 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And you're seeing that right now, man. We're breaking the yoke off of our necks that been put on us from slavery, put on us from the confusion, the illiteracy that's been put out through the planet Earth. And who has given us that? The truth, man, the scriptures. From the teachings of wise men, from the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That's able us to unlock that chain that's been on us psychologically, man. Because once they took those chains off of us physically, right, they put it on us psychologically, corporate. We went from what? Actual physical slaves to debt slaves, corporate slaves, mortgage slaves, rent slaves, insurance slaves, man. That's what we up against right now. But it says, and Esau, Genesis 27:41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, which is your mind, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So it goes all the way back to the beginning, man. Esau's been having that spirit that was not upright against him, even in Cain, man. Even from the serpent in the garden, man, throwing that ultimate derision, trying to separate us from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. But the Most High put him in a position, so ultimately, he's using Esau as a whipping stick on the rest of the nation of Israel, as well as the elect, for us to do what? Get right or get left behind, man. In the dust and the heat of that smoke of America, man, in that furnace, in that hellfire, man. We want to be caught up in the clouds with Yahweh Shai. We don't want to be caught up in the lake of fire, man, which is the second death. Go ahead, brother. Y'all brothers got something?
Hey, in that 41st verse that you just read.
I'm gonna read it again. It's Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob.
That's right. And when ultimately was this did Esau attempt to fulfill this word that he said in his heart? Okay, because as we know, when you go over a few chapters over, of course Esau tries to do that. All right, back in Genesis, when he met Jacob, and then when he finally saw him, he had some form of forgiveness for Jacob, and he hugged him. But then eventually down the line throughout history, when did Esau ultimately look to fulfill this prophecy to slay his brother Jacob? All right, that's happening right now here at the end of this fourth beast system. Okay, through Esau's pseudoscience and technology. All right, because as the brother was reading earlier in the chapter, Esau was given the blessing of the sword and the fatness of the earth. And when did Esau eventually gain power over the fatness of the earth, the whole earth? All right, during this current time, this fourth beast system are spearheaded by America, and ever since
pertaining to Revelation the 13th chapter, when that wound was deadly healed, man.
That's right.
Starting with that Renaissance period, man, and then from that 1619 to the brothers was talking about the 1619 to 1969, he had his rips on us as well, man. Jake was all caught up in the fuckery of Esau's sciences, Esau's philosophy, and the Most High put what? Abba Bibba's on the scene, man.
Hey, even before 1619.
Yeah.
Shoot, damn near ever since he came out of the caves of Europe, all right, during the so-called Renaissance period, all right, all Esau Edom has done ever since that time was go on a worldwide campaign to basically slay, all right, the 12 tribes of Israel. Because when you go back to Christopher Columbus, right, when Christopher Columbus sailed over here to what we know today as the Americas, the western hemisphere of the earth, he knew that he would find Israelites on this side of the earth. The northern tribes, the so-called Latino and Native American tribes. And of course, throughout history, when you read about Christopher Columbus, what did he do to the so-called natives and Latinos? He slew them, did all types of atrocities on them, chopped their hands off, cut the babies out of the stomachs of our pregnant women, okay, using their heads as using the heads of the killed, murdered babies for sport.
And you gotta pay for that, man.
That's right.
You're gonna pay for all the things. Those curses are gonna be on you this time, man. But it's gonna hit you even more because it's gonna be in a rightful sense. You're gonna be due for that punishment.
Yeah.
You got it. You got yours. Bring it up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that with all these little situations that they have with these little crisis actors, all right, like with the things like Sandy Hook and with some of the other little the Boston bombing.
Boston, yeah, Boston.
All right, all those type of things like that, man. All right, they always say in the news, man, these things that happen to these people are traumatized, and they got to deal with these things for the rest of their life. All right, but yet here it is that we dealt with all kind of atrocities that y'all people have done to our people, man. All right, the Israelites. All right, and I remember watching a video of an older Jake, man. All right, he was about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years old, and he was telling a story about how the slave master, or the master at the time that was over him, all right, he had to pick cotton. All right, he basically separated his family. All right, all those type of things like that, man, traumatized him, man. He was crying, man. He was like maybe 60, 70 years old, still crying about those things in the past, man. All right, so Esau, you got to pay for all those things that you've done to our people, man. All right,
You got it, brother.
but this is Psalms 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, man, and then which is Esau, Edom, man. All right, deliver our soul from this devil, man. All right, deliver our soul from the from death, man. All right, and as it says, there's the sword. It's the sword of the Lord, man, because we was disobedient. All right, but now we coming back to the Lord, and we looking for the Lord to have that hedge over us, so that when he come in like a flood, that we will be covered with Yahushua's blood. All right.
That's right, huh?
Your brother,
get Revelation 63 real quick. Right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face. That's when you had that.
I'm in that. You in Ezekiel 35?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was in that chapter too. God.
It says, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And that's what we're doing. We're prophesying against Esau. And we're also prophesying against you other nations that are on the back of this sign, as well as 2/3 of our people, man. For them to get right, for them to receive and come into the fold, all right, and receive these blessings of the promise, man, because the promise was ultimately given to Abraham, our forefather, man, not Ishmael or not Esau, man, and it's going to be fulfilled through Yahushua, man, in that new covenant. It says, and say unto it, thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. That's right, man. And the scriptures tell you, I believe it's in Obadiah, it says I will destroy the wise men out of Teman, man. All right, talking about Esau, Edom, because Mount Seir is a representation of you, man. That's where you originated from. So the Most High puts it in here to represent you when we say that, man. So he's against you all outright, man. The Lord is against you. He's against your society. He's against your high buildings. He's against your wine and your doctrine that you're pushing. All right, he's going to destroy you from off the face of the earth, man. It says, because thou, and it's the point that Amaya made earlier, because you're ultimately persecuting us the most up in this time, man, because we're getting ready to receive that blessing, man. And ultimately, your spirit is against us, and you know that you lost out on that blessing, so you're trying to stop. You're a madman trying to stop everybody from receiving that blessing pertaining to the Israelites, man. That's why you're coming down with hell, mostly predominantly on us, man. It says Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in their time of calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. And that's right now, man.
Right.
Our iniquity is coming up until an end, and what are you doing? Everybody got to get jabbed. Everybody got to get karagma up. Everybody has to, nobody can go to work. Nobody can go to the office except they have that juice, except they have that karagma inside of them, man. So you're making it a clear distinction of who you're against and who you're for. Esau, you're for the spiritual demon Satan, and you're against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, but you don't know the course of the river and how it goes, man. Because the Lord controls the spiritual demon Satan, and you're the physical counterpart on this planet Earth right here, man. And you're playing your role out and fulfilling that, man. You got that, man.
So that fifth verse that the brother just read, Ezekiel 35:5, all right, where it talks about Edom would come down with that sword, all right, at the time when our calamity would come to an end. That makes it obvious right there that that prophecy is talking about this current time that we're living in, all right, and that Esau, Edom, pertaining to Genesis 27:41, that he would ultimately seek to fulfill that that prophecy of him slaying his brother Jacob in this current time, all right, by way of the sword. And as we went over last week at camp, that sword, okay, is talking about more than his guns or his tanks. Okay, that sword comes in the form of his medical industry, okay, his
Education.
yes, education,
Military, religion.
his judicial punishment. I think that's what it said.
That's what it means.
In Revelation 6, remember we had looked it up?
Yep.
It said judicial punishment.
Judicial punishment.
Right, Khan.
Yeah.
That sword.
Exactly what it said.
Khan. That sword comes in the form of judicial punishment. Okay, all these things. It's it.
Pen around for him, huh? Show him where we at, bro.
His
Judicial punishment, man. You good? You can pen around now.
yeah, his drugs. Okay.
You good?
Yeah. I didn't want to do it while that cop was passing because
You good? Nah, don't even worry about that. Yeah, man. Judicial punishment, man. Literally, and there's literally one of those, like the brother is showing, throughout all of Lafayette, all of Baton Rouge, all of Lake Charles, but doing what? And persecuting who? Israelites, man. An iron grip around the neck of you Israelites. How many Jakes have records, traffic fines and payments, man? We get that one too. Because that's a part of the sword. That's a part of the sword, man. Being subject to all these fines and these payments. And the scriptures tell you, after you get that one in mind, you get the one that's they're not troubled as other men, man. Let's talk about Esau Edom. How is he not troubled as other men? Because it's easy to say, I'm gonna just make the laws and they're gonna follow them. I don't have to follow them. I'm making them, right?
mm-hmm.
When the framers of the Constitution said we the people, they were speaking of Edomite control, man. They were speaking of that NWO that they're ultimately trying to fulfill in this time, man. That Alexander the Freak was trying to fulfill, man. That the emperors of Rome were trying to fulfill, ultimately get a one world. I don't even know if I should say that out. But the Georgia Guidestones, man, you got it up.
10 to 21. But like I was gonna say, like that, like Mike Tyson had said one time. He said, I believe he got it from somebody, but I forgot specifically who he was. And he said, "Give me the power give me the currency, which is the power of a country, and I care not who makes the laws, man."
Yeah, that was Nathan Rothschild. Nathan Rothschild made that point.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So these people know that basically money is power, man, and they really not working off of really bringing justice and peace to society, man. All right, they're looking towards the things that are beneficial for themselves. All right, and trying to gain power over you.
Ooh, good point, because every time you see a shooting or some type of crime going on in a business district area, they on it. They want to find out who did it, because ultimately that business district area, that's where a lot of Edomites fluctuate. That's where the money is. Mm-hmm. So they can't afford crime to go on in those areas. Yeah. But when it comes to these so-called ghettos, these trench areas, these project houses, what's going on? Killing all day, man. Unsolved murders. But look at the areas that is going on in. You don't have no so-called unsolved murders going down on the downtown chief place of concourse where y'all at, man. Yeah. That's showing you, Jakes, that what? They're playing a monopolized game with you, man. Yep. Put them all in this area. Put a corner store here. Put a corner store right here. Put a trap house right here. Invade the trap house. Bust the trap house. Ultimately, put these Jakes back in the iron grips of that judicial system, which is of the sword, man, given to Esau. Yep. You got it, bro. Y'all brothers got it. I got one too after y'all. You got the Revelation 6 and 3? I do.
All right. This is Revelation 6 and 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
That's right, man. Right? And it says, and went out another horse that was red. Speaking of Esau, even because when you think about a horse, you want to speak? Oh, you got it, brother. You got it. You got it.
God, you want to break it? You want to? I'll read it. I'll read it.
And you can break it down. I'm gonna bring out the precepts back here.
Again, I'm gonna read that again. It says, and verse 3. It says, and when he opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, which is Esau, Edom. All right, either one. All right, wasted away is he, because it's pigmentation. All right, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword, man. All right. And if you look at Esau's track record, all right, all the way from the beginning of time, man, all right, since Cain and Abel, man, Esau has been, all right, he's had that kill instinct, all right, built in within his spirit, man. All right. All throughout history, Esau has been killing and pillaging and taking over other people's land, masses. All right, taking their treasures, taking their women. All right, indoctrinating other countries. All right, and nationalities, or other nations with their philosophies, man. All right.
Yeah.
So Esau, that's the sword, man, because we just now went into it. It's more than just slaughtering somebody with a sword. All right, it's actually the medical system, the education system. All right, all these different type of things, man. All right.
Hey, one more time. I'm bringing out one more time. You can get that word sword among you. Blue to again. I got one backing you up.
And it went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that was with Shalakia that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they would kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Power was given unto him, right? This is Sirach 9 and 13. It says, keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city, man. So we're always being circumspect. We know in the spiritual war zone, man. We know that we got, like Ephesians goes into, we got principalities and rulers in high dark places against us, man. Steady ready to chastise us, man. Even these animals are against us right now, man, because we're not in rulership. All right? You bound to get chased up the street by a wild dog, man, in this society, man. But when that covering of the Lord is upon you, you edify, you upbraid, man. That's what we're doing. We're out here upbraiding the people, man. Teaching out of the great book of the Lord. And it says, as near as thou can, guess at thy neighbor and consult with the wise. That's right, man. We consult with the wise, and we're giving instruction from the wise. We walk in the light of the wise. We don't walk in the light of the world. The light of the world is what? Walking in folly, walking in carnality, walking according to your flesh. The light of the spirit is walking circumspectly, man. Seeing everything from all angles, man. You got it, bro. You got it, man.
Yeah,
you
that
got
word.
It, brother.
All right, this is the word sword from Revelation 6 and 4. I'm gonna let this play.
Strong's G 3162. Machira.
All right, and I'm gonna go straight to the point, down to the Strong's definition. It says a knife. All right, it says a knife, i.e., dirk, figuratively, war, judicial punishment, sword.
Judicial punishment.
Punishment.
Judicial, meaning what? Cast over and held by judges, so-called judges, right? Judiciary, according to the law. But when the law of a society is hell bent on persecuting so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes, then is it really fair? If all of the law is directed towards enslaving these people, then that's not a fair society. That's a society that's upside, that's right, wrong side up, man. Babylon, confusion, man. You got it out.
Right. He makes it lawful to kill Jake.
Yeah.
All right, and pretty soon you best believe this devil is gonna make it lawful to ultimately come, all right, with the sword after the men of the Lord. All right, and that goes into that accusation. In Revelation 12, where it talks about the accuser of our brother and is passed down. That word accuser goes into what? Categoria. All right, categoria, meaning what? He's gonna put the men of the Lord in a box. He's gonna label us as terrorists, seed theorists. Okay, because you've been seeing that word going out and about in the news lately as of this year. All right, the seed theorist word, which I'm not gonna say it because for obvious reasons, but it's gonna label us as rapists, pedophiles, this, that, and the third. All right, to ultimately pass legislation to come after us with that sword. All right, which goes back to what? That judicial punishment. Okay, but we know when that time's come, that's when the Lord is going to lift up a standard against his ass and block him off.
Right,
okay.
When legislation is put out there's what, a so-called problem in the society. Oh, now it's a problem going on. Now we got to put it into the law. How are we going to fix this problem? So what Esau does, he creates a so-called problem. He creates an agenda. He creates a target that he's going to just seek out, and then ultimately he does what? Writes it in legislation. Now it's effective in that society, man.
Right. He has a thing called problem reaction solution. You know, like you just said.
Bring that out? You can bring it out, huh?
Kind of, I'll look it up. But like you just said, you know, Esau creates the problem, all right, and then he sits back and then watches the reaction of the people, see how, you know, people react to whatever problem he throws out on his mainstream news media, which is all enchantments. Okay, and then once the people react, then he comes with his pseudo solution. Okay, which is you know, all rooted in falsehood to you know, further further fulfill more you know, wicked deeds and wicked agendas that he has set forth down the road. Okay, now real quick, you can speak on it while
you have a precept?
Actually, was looking for.
I got a quick one. It's Isaiah 10:1, backing up the brother in that Revelation 6:4. And what the brother about to bring out, it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." So Esau's prescribing his grievousness, man. He's sowing these unrighteous decrees, man. These amendments. Because when you have an amendment, it means what? Amendment can be changed. It means something that can be altered or changed, man. So he's steadily amending amendments, amending things, altering things, adding in the fine print, putting the exclusions and the exceptions in. But the exclusions and the exceptions and the amendments all go towards persecuting a certain group of people. And now the Most High is making it evident who he hates, man, and who he is. That's why the brother said the accuser of our brethren is cast down, man. It got a little bit more. It says, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor. Who's the poor? We're the poor, man. We're the lowly. We're the meek. It says that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. So it's just a web of entrapments and snares, man. That's what the judicial system is, but it's just one of Esau's many swords. You got it, brother.
now this is real quick, problem reaction solution, and this is from Google. It says major seed theorists. Okay, they, you know, here it is right off the back. They throwing out that that buzzword. All right, seed theorists, and you know, I'm trying to please. It says major seed theorists propose that problem reaction solution functions as a mechanism for constructing and exaggerating. All right, exaggerating. It says for constructing and exaggerating.
That's what he loves to do, man. He'll exaggerate a shooting. He'll exaggerate like the brother was saying, Sandy Hooks, Boston bombings.
Yeah.
Oh, 2,000 people, 6,000, da 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 da. But we're not seeing the results of all these cases that are so-called rising up with this pestilence, right?
Mm-hmm.
With this we're not seeing all these people that you so-called juiced up. So who's exaggerating? That's what he's doing, man. Mm-hmm. Because he has the power. The earth was given unto him to control the mainstream media and pull the strings of these big wigs and these different news corporations, because it's all one big pyramid, man. Mm-hmm. You got at least the 13 banking families at the top, on down, CBS, NBC, whatever it is, banking system, on down to you debt slaves, on down to you college students, on down to the regular jakes, to you people that are just walking around here bugged out, man. It's a system, man. America is one big corporation, man. But who are the slaves? In the corporation, you have to have workers, right?
Right.
We're the workers and the slaves, man. Pertaining to James, the 5th chapter, man. We're the labor hires of the laborers kept back by fraud, man. By misrepresentation. When you go into fraud, it's a misrepresentation of the truth. Why let Esau Edom speak for you, Jay? The Most High put the prophets out. We're speaking for the Lord right now, man. But these are the words of the Lord, man. Esau, you misrepresented us for so long, man. But the Most High put that truth out, and now we're represented properly, man. We have our proper counsel, which is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You got it, brother.
Yeah, God, Yahweh Shai is our advocate in the heavens. You know, like it says in I believe that's 1 John, the 2nd chapter. You know, he's that main advocate, that intercessor, that lawyer that's pleading our case to the Heavenly Father, the ultimate judge of judges, okay, to ultimately find us innocent, before the judge. All right, it says problem reaction solution off of Google. Major C theorists propose that problem reaction solution functions as a mechanism for constructing and exaggerating social problems to garner populist support. All right, and that's the main thing they do with that problem reaction solution. Get the support of the people. Get the people behind their back and behind their agenda. Okay, it says to garner populist support for the implementation of laws that society would normally deem unacceptable.
Right, to garner what out? One more time?
It says to garner populist support for the implementation of laws that society would normally deem unacceptable.
Meaning bandwagon, propaganda, lies, theories. Ultimately to get the people, the majority vote to do what? Put these laws into place. Yeah. That's why when they're saying, oh, this law got brought up, this law, oh, there was this vote to that vote, 27 to 18, 14 to 28, whatever it may be, because ultimately he's got a system that has a grips on you Israelites next, where even if you're so-called voting in these polls, that vote doesn't matter, man. Right. Even if you're so-called trying to cast out and put your next Democrat or next Republican in the office, it's the same bird, man, pertaining to Revelation, the 13th chapter, man. Those two horns that spake as a lamb, because that's the Democrats and the Republicans, right? He'll push people towards, oh, this guy, Barack Obama, he's all about this. He's about the people. He's about da-da-da. Oh, this Republican, he's about money. He's about keeping the rich in power, da-da-da. So you got people that go to either side, but it's all the same bird, man. It's all propaganda. You got it, brother. You got it.
God, man, like the brother said, it's all an illusion, man. Just to make you have the thought in your mind that you have liberty and you have the freedom of choice to be able to pick who you want to have in the seat, man. But you really don't have any power at all.
Ooh, one more time. You said the freedom of what?
The freedom of choice.
And that's what the brother just read, because that freedom of choice is what the average American always wants in their mind. They want to be free to decide what they're going to eat that day, where they could go, what they could do at night, what type of folly they could get into. They want freedom for anything. That's why it's called do as thou will. That's what this society is banked off of. It's an illusion and a false pretense. The Matrix, man. And you Jakes love to have it so. You got any more on that among you?
That was it.
You got one, brother? I got one right after you.
Okay, this is Proverbs 26 and 26. It says, whose hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation, right? Which is being shown right now, right, through the whole world, all right? With these other nations, they're realizing that Esau is the damn devil, all right, that the Bible speaks of. He's really, he's the real terrorist of the world, man.
Yeah.
All right?
The real nigga. Because a nigga is somebody that's cutthroat, a slime ball, doesn't care who gets in the way. At the end of the day, he's going to mow everybody down to get to his agenda. That's Esau Edom, man. That's the real devil that the Bible speaks of, man. You can't get past that. The real deceit, because a nigga will try to be on your team until he can get something out of you, then you're expendable. Then he's washing your hands with you, man. That's how Esau is. Oh, yeah, come work for me. Come do this for me. Oh, until next thing you know, you got an injury on the job. Oh, you got to, just watch him out. You got an injury on the job. You got an injury on the job, and now all of a sudden, oh, man, we're going to have to let you go, man. You don't have any benefits no more. He'll use you all the way up until you're no good to your even own self, yourself, man. Then he'll replace you with somebody else and do the same thing to them, man. And look at you as nothing. So you Jakes that have been working for you sheriff departments for 20, 30 years, school teachers getting ready to retire, man, you're going to face the Most High's judgment, man. You're not going to be able to spend that 401k, that retirement pension plan, man.
If I could say, like on that movie 2012, all right, when they was so-called saying that the world was going to end at that time, right? They had the movie that came out, and pretty much all the elite people, all right, was getting on the boat, and pretty much they had put it to where if you're not beneficial for society or that or beneficial to their plans or if they, in some way, shape, or form where to they need you, all right, you was discarded. You would being able to get on.
You got the word expendable off Google for me? And that's what exactly. One more time, Max. One more time.
So basically, if you wasn't able to help them in any shape or form, all right, you was, like the brother said, you was expendable, man. All right, you was discarded. You was set out there to fend for yourself, man. All right, because that's basically with these universities, all right, like these colleges and everything like that. These grants and different payments that they get from the government is coming up for what? Amalek, man. All right, to what? Prosper, to get the best of the best, all right, in that area, all right, all around the globe, to what? Benefit their cause, man, all right, to benefit their purpose, all right. That's the reason. That's why they set up these universities, man. Ain't nothing but a whole bunch of brainwashing, man. All right, a good little being a good little sheet to the system, all right. What you brothers got?
Yeah, bro.
This is the word expendable off of Google. It's got two good definitions on here. All right, this is the word expendable off of Google. This is definition number 1. It says of little significance when compared to an overall purpose, and therefore able to be abandoned.
Yeah.
Little significance.
Yep.
Yeah, man. To their overall purpose, man.
Yeah.
That's how Esau sees you, Jake, as nothing but goyim, useless eaters, a scientific experiment. Look what they're doing with the one of y'all brothers with the contraceptives for men now. What did they do? They tested it on mice first. You, Jake, are gonna be old. Next thing you know, we're gonna be downtown prophesying. Jake gonna come up, hey man, you want one of them? Hey, you ain't gotta worry about nothing with that, bro. I'm telling you, need that. Like, that's how easy it is for Esau to manipulate Jake and put Jake up to his dirty deeds, man. You got it, bro. You said sterilized.
That's
Sterilized.
ED.
That's gonna be the new blue magic.
Yeah.
But
you got it,
oh, I forgot what point I want to make. Salaki, man.
Khan. You got some more? Maybe it'll come to you after you read it.
Yeah, Khan. So this word expendable. Definition number 1. I was gonna say, because going to this definition, basically Esau looks at Jake's as a drop in the bucket. Just as Yahweh Shema Shah looks at these other nations as a drop in the bucket. Well, that's how Esau looks at Israel, as well as the rest of these low-level people throughout this society.
Can I say even within the system too, because once you serve, what if you're a football player, you're a college player, soon as you get injured, that's it, man. Just like that football player, I forgot his name.
He's set to be drafted out of Michigan, but I forgot his name.
Yeah. Well, basically it was somewhere towards around the Super Bowl or whatnot. I can't remember, but anyways, he injured
Antonio
his foot.
Brown?
Probably was
for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it was for the Buccaneers. It was him, and pretty much the coach was telling him, man, you better get out there and go do what you gotta go do, because I paid you for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, you'll finish what you were saying.
But pretty much, he walked off because he realized that all right, I ain't nothing but a piece of meat to these people, entertainment. You know what I mean?
Another highlight, another clip.
Yeah, another highlight.
What can this nigga do?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fast, he's very strong. Well, let's put him in our arena. He can make us some big bucks. Yeah. Then Jake ended up doing what? Getting a 360 deal, and this selling off his masters. You don't own anything. Now, you out on the streets like what that basketball player is, Dante West.
Delonte West.
Now you just bugged out on the streets. I mean, just a total has-been, man. Mm-hmm. You got it, right? You got it, man.
His teammates with LeBron and everything. Now he's homeless. Yeah. But that's the same ordeal with that guy recently. That's that defensive. I think he's a linebacker for Michigan, who injured his Achilles heel during the combine. I think I sent that to you on the chat. I forget the guy's name because I believe he's West African, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if he's Nigerian or whatnot. But basically, during the combine, he was doing his little drills or whatever. He wound up making a cut, and he basically tore his Achilles heel. And while he was down on the ground, in pain and agony, screaming, shouting, and everything, Like nobody came to his aid, to check on him, see if he was all right. All you saw was just people just standing to the side looking at him, the camera still rolling and whatnot. And that basically goes back to that definition of expendable. Well, they just look at these Esau just looks at these athletes as, dropping a bucket as little significance to the overall purpose. Which the overall purpose of being what? The NFL just making money off of the backs of niggas at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But this is definition number 2 for expendable off of Google. It says of an object, because that's how Esau looks at Jake as an object, not even a human being, just 3/5 of a human, as cargo, basically something to make money off of. It says,
hey, and if I can say, they try to debunk the theory that when they put the 3/5 of a human being in the Constitution, that they were just doing that for the purposes of just to get a count in, to all type of madness I be seeing on the internet about that. Nah, man, that's the real mindset in the heart of these devils, man. That's how they see you. You're not even a whole entire human being, man. And not only do they say it, they make it so clear for you Israelites, man. That not only do they say it, but they showing you. The Most High got the Urim and the Thummim wide open for you to see exactly how they feel about you, man. So when you come up in your mind with that all white people are not bad white people or all this coon talk, the facts are there, man. Go on YouTube. Where are you living under a rock, Jake? Are you not seeing the persecutions that so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes are faced with on a daily, man? We shouldn't have to worry about, oh, damn, turn the camera on because you got a police officer behind us waiting or trying to put us in a snare, man. That's the society that we live in right now, man. You got the lowly, which are the rich in spirit, on the bottom, and you got the wicked base men on the top, man. So you damn right we're going to teach out of this great book and prophesy about this, man, about the travesty and abominations done in the midst thereof. You got some more, brother? I got a precept. Okay.
All right, this definition 2 of expandable from Google, it says of an object designed to be used only once and then abandoned or destroyed.
Ooh, one more time, man.
Con, it says of an object designed. They design you to be expendable.
Yeah, man. And we call that what? Conditioning.
Yeah.
And what do they do that? He uses his sword to condition you. What's some of his swords? Military, religion, education,
drugs,
judicial, drugs,
rap music,
drugs, like the brother said, rap music. What does it do? It grooms you to do what? Be a yes man. It grooms you to take the juice. It grooms you to take the charagma. It grooms you to just turn the other cheek to everything that Esau does, man. You got it, huh?
It basically cultivates Jake to be a wild olive tree.
Yeah.
Hellenization, basically.
That's right, huh? Mm-hmm. Hellenization, bro.
Americanization.
Yep. Westernization. Because how many, we literally see Jake's, man. I done seen Jake get out of jail over there, right across the street. Come right out of jail, proud to be an American. I'm going to grab a cold one, man. I'm going to celebrate today. That spirit, man, that same spirit is going to get you judged and harshly penalized by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. All you Jakes down there in that American system, the few, the proud, the Marines. You want to arm wrestle? Those type of Jakes, man. You Livingston Parish Jakes that can't go to the store without a pair of cowboy boots on and straw in your mouth, man. Cut that out, Jake. Come on, man. The Lord don't require all that, man. Keep it simple. Teach the word of the Lord. Make it plain upon the tables, man, so we can get up out of here. You got some more money?
No, it says of an object designed to be used only once and then abandoned or destroyed, like a sacrifice. Because when you offer up an animal sacrifice, right, you only offer up that animal one time. It's only going to be burnt up and eaten only one time. Well, that's basically how Esau Edom looks at you Jakes as well as your children, as basically a bunch of sacrifices to his God, basically for his agenda.
Bring you out like a towel every time. You expendable, man.
Yep.
Beautiful, light. You got one up?
I'm looking for it right now.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 1. It says, truly the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart, clean mind, which are us, Lord willing, the elect, those 144,000 virgins, not defiled by women or meats, all right, other doctrines. It says, but as for me, my feet were almost gone, my steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. All right, and that's the prosperity of the wicked, because Esau, you're esteemed as the potter's clay, man. The Most High made you to how you are to be wicked, all right, so that others can envy you and go off. And he made Yahushua to be like how he is, so we can envy Yahushua, man. And we can be put on to this truth, put on to this ministry and these blessings, man. Why Yahushua, man? All right, we have our role model, our ultimate pattern that we should follow after, man, and we do it continuously. You got it, brother.
We walk after the image of Yahushua, who walks after the image of the Heavenly Father.
That's
you
right.
know, Yahweh. You know,
right.
We try to, we make our bodies a living sacrifice through the Spirit, just as Yahushua made his body a living sacrifice in the flesh 2,000 years ago. Okay, for us to, have this grace period, to renew our minds and get back in good grace with the Heavenly Father, to be adopted back to the Most High again.
Yep.
All right.
I got a little bit more, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 73. I'm going to start at 6. It says, I'm going to read the latter and the 5. It says, neither are they plagued like other men. Therefore, pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than their heart could wish. That's these greedy devils, man. They have more than their heart could wish, man. But yet they're still polluting earth. Here you have the international banking families, these Amalekites, have the whole earth and the dominion. But what are they doing? They're trying to collapse America. They're trying to inflate the society. They're trying to bring in that NWO, that charagma, ultimately to fulfill their own wicked enterprise, man. But the Most High says he's going to reign while they're eating. So keep getting full, Esau. This is your society. Live it up. Come to downtown, party up every weekend if you want to, man. And we'll be out here every weekend and multiple times to tell you your judgment, man. And that's just what it's going to be until the end, man. And if we suffer persecution, all right, if we get hands put on us out here, we're going to thank the Lord for that, man. Because we're worthy enough for that to happen to us for the name of the Lord, man. You people are getting scourged and beat on for your gangs, man. For your blocks, for your hoods. We're doing something that's a higher calling, man. It's going to say that. It says, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. So just as we're blessing the Most High, saying, call all Yahweh Shem Yahshua, Esau is cursing the heavens, man. Whether he be do it with his own tongue or his actions, man. He's saying how he feels. He's picked a side already, man. So you Jakes, you 2/3 of Israel, all right? You lost sheep out there. You have to pick a side, man. Choose righteousness. Serve the Lord, man. Come into the light of the Lord, and you damn right it's going to be hard, man. But this race is for the spiritually fit, man. And how are we getting spiritually fit? The brother's right here looking for some spiritual weights to lift. The brother behind the camera is doing spiritual crunches, man. So we're getting built up to not be held in the sight of men as a physical appearance. No, man. To be held in the sight of the Lord, man. You got it, Doc. Y'all got it. That was it on that.
All right. This is Ezekiel, back in Ezekiel 35, real quick. All right, Ezekiel 35, verse 10. Because thou hast said, all right, because Esau Edom has said, what did Esau Edom say? Verse 10, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine. And what are those two nations, two countries talking about? The northern and southern kingdom of Israel. All right, Israel and Judah. He said that, basically Esau Edom is saying in his heart that all 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, the northern and southern kingdom, are going to be his. Okay, it says, and we shall possess it. All right, we shall possess it. And how is Esau Edom trying to possess, all right, the 12 tribes of Israel, the Lord's woman, through his pseudoscience and technology, mainly the charagma. Okay, because right now he's got Israel spiritually drunken off of his wine. All right, he's got Israel spiritually drunken, and so now, all right, whenever you're drunk, all right, whenever you're physically drunk, that leaves you in a state of what? Vulnerability. You know, you're vulnerable to getting punched in the face, vulnerable to running into somebody by accident, vulnerable to getting hit by a car or whatever. So now he's got Israel, or so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans drunken off his philosophies and his beliefs. And so therefore what? It leaves Israel in a state of vulnerability for what? For Esau Edom to come in and plant his seed, all right, defile the Lord's woman and plant his seed into the Lord's woman, which that seed being what? The charagma. Okay, and that's how he's going to look to possess, all right, the two nations, the northern and southern kingdom. Because when you read in the Apocrypha in Sirach, right, it tells you that he that getteth a wife getteth a possession. You know, so basically this devil is trying to steal the Lord's wife, his woman. You know, trying to commit spiritual adultery. It says Ezekiel 35:10, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it. Where what?
Because ultimately, by possessing the Lord's chosen, possessing the Lord's people, any nation that has control of these people right there, they're gonna have power, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be in power, point blank, period. If you have the minds and you have the labor that these people give out, because we're the chosen, we're the richest, we're gold, we're silver. So if you have us in your possession, then you have dominion, you have power, man. Especially if you have jakes that are willing to do what the oppressor says, man, in your possession, which we see 2/3 of our people, they fall in that category, man. That's why it's only a remnant that's gonna go against the society spiritually, man. The rest of the society is going down the line. We see the long lines going to get jabs. We see long lines at the court system. We see long lines at the crawfish stands. Anything that Esau's promoting, Jake is there first, man. He's there ahead of time. You got it, brother. I got one.
And Khan, it says Ezekiel 35:10, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. All right, whereas the Lord was there, because here it is, in this current day, we're the new temple of the Lord, the spiritual temple, where, when you read in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, it talks about how that man of sin, that son of perdition, which we know is Esau Edom, would look to sit in the temple of the Lord, and how is he going to seek to to do that again through his charagma, okay? Whereas the Lord was there. So again, basically, this devil is trying to defile the Lord's woman through his pseudoscience and technology in order to maintain his power. Like the brother Wadi just said, when you control the people on that side, the 12 tribes of Israel, then you're going to have power. Okay, because when you look throughout history, every major society and civilization that's ever came into power, okay, ancient Egypt, ancient Assyria, ancient Babylon.
Look at who was in slavery.
Right, the Israelites.
This to begin out? Go ahead.
Right, ancient Egypt.
Who was enslaved? Go ahead.
Ancient Assyria.
Who was enslaved?
Ancient Babylon.
Who was enslaved?
The Persians and the Medes.
Who was enslaved?
The Greeks.
Who was enslaved?
The Romans.
Who was enslaved?
Israelites.
America.
Exactly.
Exactly, man. And the Most High said, look how that's why you got to fear the Lord, man. Because the Lord set that all up, man. He gave them all a chance to rule. But now when it's our time, now when we about to become priests, judges, kings of the earth, now you want to put hell on us and persecute us. But we understand the process, because we gotta go through something if we come to serve the Lord. We gotta prepare ourselves for temptation. If Amanya or Amwaz declares that we want to be the next priests, the next kings and rulers on the earth, it's not going to be easy, man. This is not an easy walk, man. This is the most difficult job on the planet. This is 1 Peter 5. You was done, Alex?
Yeah, that was it.
1 Peter 5 and 8, and we're going.
I actually got you on this. Huh?
You got
want
it.
me to get?
Yeah, you can bring it up.
This is 1 Peter 5 and 8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about seeking who he may devour."
Right, the brother Amanya brought it out. Your adversary, the devil, man. Your adversary is not just the so-called white man in his flesh. Just think about what he has control of. That's also your adversary. All right? Jake just think we out here just cursing out the so-called white man, cursing out Esau. Nah, man. We cursing out this system. We cursing out this beast system, man. Because he has control of it. He owns these high corporate buildings. we see literal what's the word I'm looking for? Transgression. Every time we walk outside our door, man. Every time we scroll down on our phones, every time we refresh our page, this society is just totally against what we're for, man. So this is all we have left, and we're gonna fight for it, man. Yahweh Shah said, if my kingdom were of this world, then my servants will fight. But my kingdom is not of this world, man. Therefore, we're fighting something that's out of this world, man. For something that's out of this world, man. Go ahead, Amos.
It says, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
The same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world, man.
Yep.
Look at what Apostle Paul went through, what Peter went through, Ezekiel, Jeremiah. All right. Look at the men of old. Have any, like it tells you. I'm gonna get it real quick.
Can I even say out?
You
Even within brothers within the faith and the truth in different camps and different branches all throughout the four corners of the world, man. All the brothers that have like minds, all right, we go through different situations or similar situations, and we speak about our experiences, and it benefits the other brother, man, on how to move and how to go about the situation, So, yep.
And that sober that the brother is talking about, that's talking about sober from these philosophies and doctrines out here, man. You gotta literally have a clear mind when you're dealing with the truth, because we not only don't want to just get the notes, we don't want to get the breakdowns and let it not sink in. We want it to sink in, and we want to be breaking it down with grace, man. We don't want to always be at a point where we're just note taking. We want to get to a point where we asking the Lord, build me up and grow me so that I can get into a leadership position, so I can shine your light more, man. I can fulfill my duty, fulfill my office, man. I got a quick one, and you can get one. We'll take it out. This is Sirach 2:10. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear? Abide means to be there, to be present, to dwell in it. All right? And was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him, man? So the Lord, we ultimately know he's not going to forsake us because we call upon him. He's not going to abandon us because we fear him. The scriptures tell you, ye that dwell in the shadow of abide in the shadow of the Almighty. That's the truth, man. When you're in the shadow, you're ultimately in a cool place. You're comfortable, man. So as long as we have this truth and we're bringing it out, we're comfortable. It makes us comfort, man. It provides us with stability. We go from, I done seen brothers, as well as myself, we in that spirit of, damn, man, it's just the world. You know what I'm saying? Then we get around each other, we start getting in the spirit. Now we're loosening up. We're more refreshed, man. Because that's what this word does, man. You got it out. You got one, bro? We can take it out.
Yeah, I got one. This is Isaiah chapter 44, and I'll start at 24. All right, Isaiah 44, verse 24. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. I am the Lord Yahweh, that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself. Verse 25. That frustrateth the tokens of the liars, and maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backwards, like the brother Wadi was quoted earlier out of Obadiah, are the wise men of Teman, okay, which for the most part applies to the Germans, okay, because out of all the countries of Esau in this beast systems, it's the Germans that are the most wise. They make the best cars, and he was. Yeah, right. Robert Oppenheimer. He invented.
Robert Esau. Yeah, for real. Robert Esau, Robert J. Oppenheimer. Smith that blew the code.
He made the atomic bomb, which has eventually evolved to the nuclear bomb. Okay, those are some of Esau Edom's wise men, but that ultimately goes into Esau Edom's left hand priesthood of this beast system. His Freemasons, his Illuminati, Jesuits, all right, the Vatican, and all these things, right? Because all these secret societies, they're wise, okay, they're illuminated, but what on the left hand side? They communicate directly with these demons on the left hand side, even with the spiritual demon Satan, okay. But the Lord said, all right, Isaiah 24 verse 25, Isaiah 44 verse 25, that frustrated the tokens of the liars, and maketh diviners mad, that turn wise men backwards. Yeah, Yahweh Shemel Shai, through the Holy Spirit, has now put a dent in these devil's plans, first and foremost by raising up the remnant, okay, to reveal that man of sin, the wicked, and to prophesy against his kingdom, okay, which is why, you're seeing Esau having to, kill off a lot of these celebrities left and right, like Young Dolph, okay, all these rappers, Devo,
young something, man,
yeah,
Lil
Devo,
something, Young and Lil,
and then
Big.
even yesterday, I think it was like a lead drummer for the rock band, the Foo Fighters. I don't know if y'all saw that on the.
I ain't see that one.
Yeah, but it's a pretty popular rock band.
I've heard
Esau, whatever.
Foo Fighters.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of these songs here and there, but it was I think a drummer from the rock band, the Foo Fighters. Yeah, I think yesterday or the day before, they basically found him dead in his own hotel room, and they found cocaine or what would look like white powder in his room, and he's trying to blame that for his
Pottery substance.
pottery substance. But nonetheless, ultimately, these musicians and these celebrities that are dropping dead left and right are ultimately sacrifices by Esau Edom on the left hand side. Regina King's son, his 26-year-old son that supposedly died from suicide. All these things are all sacrifices. All these things are all sacrifices by Esau Edom on the left hand side, because all these demons, all these left-hand spirits that he's been communicating with directly through his left-hand priesthood, they're no longer giving them answers, okay? Because Yahweh Shemel Shai is frustrating their plans, okay? Frustrating the tokens of liars. And then now that's why you see Esau Edom in these Saturdays scrambling all over the place, okay, through his mainstream news media, trying to, cook up one crisis to another crisis to another crisis to ultimately what? Justify coming down with this NWO system to prolong his blessing.
Right, and that deception can only go so far.
Yeah.
The brother read in Job 14, your days and your months, your days are numbered, man, with the Most High. So you could deceive for a good period of time. Then that deception is going to be turned into, now you're being deceived. Now because the scriptures say the deceived and the deceiver are his. But I got a quick one back in your office. Revelation 13 and 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power, once again had power again. Power was given unto him to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live, man. Because ultimately, when that Renaissance period came, they tried to do what? Reboot it up again. Regrowth, rebirth. Ultimately, up until this time, where they ultimately are trying to fulfill that Revelation 13 and 16, man. All right? What we've been bringing out this entire time, man. But like the brother was saying, you'll have a bunch of Edomites, so-called top tier Edomites, that'll do what? They'll have a bunch of chairs, empty chairs. I mean, they'll have a bunch of chairs, but with an empty chair in the middle of them. But who's that empty chair for? The spiritual demon Satan, man. Where they get direct communication, direct orders. What should we do? But in that day, man, it's gonna be pertaining to Daniel the 5th chapter, I believe. Many take a uphill harassment, man. That's what that spirit is gonna incline unto you, which it has already done with the prophets, man. Your kingdom is numbered and finished and given unto the Israelites, man. We're getting our birthright back, man. All right? The Lord willing, this message has been edifying. We're going to turn and face the east and give infinite honors and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well and teach well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you. I keep pushing out this truth across the four corners during the last section of time. Abab,
Abab,
Kwam Yasha'Allah,
Kwam Yasha'Allah,
Shalom.
Shalom.
Until next time, I keep Shalom.